What kind of nerdery is going on over there? Confess. Oh my gosh. What kind of cards are those?
We got a little bit of Magic the Gathering that I thought could get us primed up for what we're chatting about today, which is the parallel NFT trading card game in the Web3 space. Want to learn about it?
I am dying to know about card games on the blockchain. I don't own a single card game, but you know what? Let's do it. So how many card games have you played in your life?
Like tabletop card games? Not many.
But isn't there like a difference between collector card games and something like Uno or...
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. My favorite card game is Solitaire.
Yeah, I fall on the Uno Solitaire side. I am not a Magic the Gathering person. I have played it once. Not well, but you know, I thought it was time for us to get into trading cards in the Web3 space, which brings us to Parallel today. And I want to just kick things off with this meme because this is how I felt getting into this topic. It is so in-depth, it is so intense, but Parallel is a sci-fi based trading card game that are NFT based. This is the website that they have today. There are a lot of things that I don't have access to because I am not a holder of this game. I did create an account just to see if it would let me do anything, and it really doesn't. There are 5 parallels, and a parallel is one of 5 streams of evolution that humans have undergone simultaneously. And so the different parallels are broken down into these huge stories. I can't even paraphrase this for each of the 5 worlds because there's just so much going on. But this is the story behind the different parallel tracks and what you'll see. So we
got backstories for each collection of cards, essentially. Okay.
Yep. It lays, the foundation, the story for the game itself. So we have Earthen. There is Marsolian, if I'm saying that correct.
Sure.
Like this is a ship. Then we have Augencore, and then there is Cathari. So again, just like the storytelling behind all this from a foundational level, it's the real deal. Yeah. And then we have the Shroud as the last parallel.
It's supposed to be like parallel realities. Is that why it's called parallel? Or
I guess.
I don't know.
They're streams of evolution. Okay, so here we have Augencore.
Cool. Whoa, this is really incredible. Wow.
The visuals are really impressive. Cathari. So Game of Thrones. That one.
Oh, yeah, totally. I just, even the names of the realities sound very Games of Thrones-ish to me. Yeah. I love Game of Thrones, so I like it.
I like Shroud. This one looks cool.
Fun. There's a battle for Earth. We need you. Amazing. So this is like Game of Thrones meets the X-Files or something.
Yeah, kind of. And they did their first parallel pack dropped in July 31st of 2021. So they've been around for a year now. And the mint price at that time, they have different types of packs. Mm-hmm. It was 0.01 for a core pack, 0.1 for an enhanced pack, and 0.2 for a premium pack. Mm-hmm. And each pack type had a different number of cards and different odds for pulling cards of various rarities.
Okay.
And why these different packs matter, we'll find out in just a few when we talk about their caching in this Echelon foundation that they have. Within the cards themselves, so here we have them on OpenSea where you can purchase them. They're fairly affordable, and so I was going to pick a few up. But in order to actually play the game, you have to have 40 of these, and that's where just buying them one at a time as opposed to bundles becomes a little bit challenging.
Yeah, point of entry is a little difficult at this point.
Yeah, here we have the parallel. So which parallel they ran off of? State, day, night, which is pretty cool. So in terms of the types of cards, they're broken down into units, relics, and effects. So a unit are creatures and constructs and beings that can engage in the sci-fi battle. So those are like your game players. Mm-hmm. The relics are non-combat permanents that can occupy the board and have varying effects. So a relic makes sense. And then they have the effects, which are like spells that do something and then they're like burned or wasted once that happens. So those are the different types of cards that you could have if you purchased a core pack, an enhanced pack, and a premium pack. But that was, again, for that initial drop that was on the 31st. They've got a pretty extensive roadmap where it's the cards first, and then obviously there's game development, and then there's this concept of the Echelon Foundation, which is basically a charter, and this is all of the information behind like the tokenomics and how this is governed within the project. So they had released Prime, and that is their token, and that's what they discuss here in this huge document. Well, this one's only 19 pages, but I'm going to share this June recap. So they do a really great job on Medium of giving out information. There's just so much out about this project. I found other YouTube videos that are well over an hour talking about everything. But I think it's important to talk about this Prime. And so that's what this article does. But it's their non-transferable token that is launching in 4 phases. And that is release, utilize, vote, and unlock. And so this marked the start of the holders being able to cash. And this is a screenshot. I've seen this from an actual holder, and I know this is pixelated now once I zoomed in so much, but I have seen this from an actual holder's wallet in the breakdown. When they say cash, they mean staking. Like we consider staking in like Creeps, for instance, with our Lumi. Prime is their Lumi, cashing is their staking. And based on if you had purchased, again, like a core pack, an enhanced pack, or a premium pack, determines how you actually get paid out of these things. And so you can see the caching rewards here. 11% of Prime evenly over 1 year are split among PKs, which are the premium packs. And so if you hold a premium pack, you're actually getting these Prime tokens back that are generating Ethereum for you. So again, you're making money in this card game. And the wallet that I saw was generating a decent amount of income off of these cards. So it isn't necessarily like a play to earn. It is a card game, but they do have a token and
with a staking mechanism.
Yeah. Exactly. The pack type that you mentioned, again, dictates how much you're making in their caching mechanism. And if we take a look here, you have down at the very bottom, and again, I know this is really hard, but it is like a little sort of ledger view that shows the date and what the source was. So Prime key caching, and then what you actually made off of it would be down here as well. And then you can view the actual blockchain transaction with this link here. So this is a really powerful dashboard, which again brings us into the actual cards themselves and the game. So right now they've launched the cards, they've launched the caching in the Echelon Foundation. They have not launched the game yet. And I think they're noodling around a little bit with our VR. I read about that a lot, but I don't know if there's too much that you can do with it yet. I'm assuming that I would be able to scan this, and I guess, I don't know, maybe there's some sort of filter at some point. But I think that will probably be further down on the roadmap just because this project is all about the gameplay.
Yeah, and I mean, go ahead.
Each parallel has its own set of cards. So those 5 or 6 parallels that we talked about, and each player needs to have that 40 card suit that we had talked about. And the set only contains one of the 5 parallel types. So if I have earthen, then all of my cards are going to be earthen. And there's a universal card potentially, I think, in there as well. I don't know if all of them come with it, but that's just like the wild card in Uno. You can use it for sort of anything. And then the cards have different levels of rarity from common, rare, uncommon, rare, and legendary. In the legendary, there's less than 1,000 of those. And I think there a very small percentage of those are available on OpenSea or on secondary right now. And then there are also super rare Prime cards. And I guess one of them is the First Son of Mars. And it's playable and powerful, but it is not approved to participate in official competitive games. So I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just supposed to be more of a collectible that you hold and less for gameplay. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's about the cards. And the game itself, the whole point of the game is to get down to 0. So when you start the game, each player has a life total of 30. And so you need to work that way down to 0. I don't know how. I don't know like the game mechanics. I don't think there's a ton of information, if any, out there quite yet. but the game has been in active development since mid 2021, and the developers are targeting for 2022 initial like playable version of some sort, so probably closed beta if I had to guess. And then they want to do full release. I think they're targeting 2023, but they continue to reiterate that no firm date has been set for when they're actually going to launch this.
So essentially you can still get into this with the next release coming up.
Yeah.
So they've already gone through like a trial with early adopters and whatever.
I think
interesting.
I think the way to do it would be to go into secondary and see if anybody's selling bundles. If not, you have to just build up a parallel to get to that 40 unit mark. And again, there's just a ton of research or information out online about this, whether it's through Parallel Medium, which we'll link below. Certainly none of this is financial advice, so please do your own research. And their LinkedIn, oh my God, I don't even know why I said that.
Their Twitter, that's what she meant to say.
Yeah, they're pretty active on their Twitter, and they do post quite a few teaser videos of what some of the visuals could look like, which I think is pretty nice. So you get a little bit of a view into where they're working.
Definitely seems like they have the art talent to make a real 3D world. Like I said, I've seen the cards before, just snooping around. And I'm like, what is this? This art is amazing. Yeah, really interesting. It's not too surprising to me. I'm even thinking about what like the predecessors says. The only things I really know of card game wise, like obviously Magic the Gathering has been big for a long time, but even more than that, I think of Pokemon and how it started as a card game and transitioned into a show and an app and like all these other things. And there's this cult following around it. So it's cool to see like a card game that's truly living in a digital environment that can evolve in so many different ways with the players. Fun.
Yes. So for people that are interested in this project, they do a pretty nice job on their FAQ here. And they break it down based on different topics. The vault is basically where you need to stake your cards, essentially. So they talk about that. Gameplay itself. So they talk about the things that I was able to communicate, like how do you win, the number of cards, but it doesn't really talk too much about the actual gameplay itself. So I'm sure that this will continue to expand. So really strong FAQ. And then to learn more about really the ins and outs of the project, they do have a 42-page proposal that you can read through as well that will give you a ton of different information. So again, the information on the play to earn, the staking mechanism, behind the game itself. Yeah, so there's a lot
just
of...
a casual 42-page booklet to read through.
So it gives you a good sense of the cards and what they look like and what to expect with those, which I think is great. For real good information on this project, they do have a podcast as well called Life in Parallel that you can listen at a ton of these different platforms. So we'll make sure to link this so that you guys can check out their podcast if you're interested in that as well. But that is what I know about Parallel, the card game. A lot more to get into. I was like, oh, this should be pretty easy. Maybe I'll go buy some cards. They're affordable. And I was like, no, you need 40. No, there's a lot more to this. There's a lot of reading that needs to go into this. So I wanted to get into a little bit of all the different components so I could get a broad overview. But my personality would be to research for 5 years and be like, okay.
She did her best, y'all.
I did my best. But Parallel, active Discord, active Twitter, being developed right now. Go check it out and let us know if you guys are hold. If there's anything key that we missed that you think we should bring up, please leave us a comment. Certainly like and subscribe. Do your own research. We appreciate ya. And
follow us on social media. Say hi, be friendly. We appreciate it.
Yeah, please do. Awesome. We'll see you guys in the next one.